Hello everyone, welcome back again. My name is Jesse, and in this wonderful tutorial we're trying to see how to do some time series forecasting or prediction for the COVID-19 or coronavirus outbreak, as well as the recovery rate, using a very nice package called Facebook Prophet, right? So one thing to notice is that this is something that cannot be trusted, right? It cannot be trusted, but we are trying to see whether we can work on it, because we have less data, and then there's a possibility that if there's an effective treatment or a vaccine or any medication, it can influence the outcome in an outbreak, right? So it cannot be fully trusted. So that is something that you have to understand. You have less data, and then the presence of an effective treatment and a vaccine can influence our prediction. So let's see how to work with it. So to install Facebook Prophet, just go with pip install fbprophet to install on your system. Facebook Prophet is built on top of Python, right? Okay, so let's see where we get a data set from. So this is our official place that we get a data set from, and then this is what we cleaned the other time. So we'll be trying to fetch the current data now. So we have our URL for confirmed cases, recovered cases, and our death cases. Not our death, the death cases. Okay, so we have two functions: one to get our data and meld them as we learned previously, and another one to merge our data, right? That's the basic idea. And then we are going to be using pandas as usual. So let's fetch our data set. So we'll be using this particular option to fetch our data set. So we're going to have our data set here. So if I come back and then I check it here for the confirmed df with .head, then now it has fetched our data set perfectly for us, right? Very interesting. So from 22nd, and then if I go for the tail, let's check for the tail. We have it perfectly. So today is 12. So that means that we have 11, so it is perfect, right? Very interesting. So let's see some stuff you've been doing. So I'm trying to merge our data set together. So I use this particular function here to help us merge our data set. So I'll copy it and then let's merge it. So we'll just create some more fields. So let's merge it up. So let's call it as our df, then I'll merge them together. Perfect. So let's check the entire stuff now. df.head. If I go with .head, let's see how much we have. So everything is perfectly working well. Our province and our state, some of them are without. Now you can check for df.tail to check for the current date. Right, perfect. So that is it. So that is 11th of March. Now let's see some other stuff you can also do. So first of all, be grouping our data sets. So let's group them. So be grouping them by the day. So let's call this df per day. Right, in the data frame that we have, then using group by. So group by, then I'll pass in grouping by the dates, and then what you are grouping by, you should be grouping by these ones: the confirmed, recovered, and dates, right? So let's check the columns that we have, which is going to be our df.columns to get their particular columns, and then you get those ones, leaving the rest, right? So you're just getting the confirmed till the date. So that's the basic idea. So I'll just come back here. Perfect. So something very simple, something very basic. Okay, then I'll put the .sum here, right? So okay, summing them. The reason why I'm using sum is that sum is going to help us get them in a cumulative format, right? Without repeating the previous one. So that is the reason why we are using the sum. You can use mass, but sum is better. So let's work on that. So I come back again, create some tabs here, some cells, and let's try and see what we have done so far. So I come back to this place and I run it. That's right. Now we have our data in a very nice format, right? So we have our date column, and our confirmed, recovered, and then death cases, right? Very interesting. That is something very nice that you have done. So we can actually do some stuff. So df per day dot describe, and let's see how much we have. So based on it, the highest now is, wow, that is so much for the confirmed case. That is about 126,000. Wow, that is a lot. But the recovered is also interesting, right? So that is something very nice. Now let's see how to work on the other aspect. So let's plot it out. I'll just do some basic plot. It's going to be our df dot per day dot plot. I can just go do a simple plot of this kind is going to be the line. Then I can just give the figure size of give us this particular plot, but it looks too big, so let's make it, yeah, it's okay. I'll make it 5. Let's try it and see what we have so far. Okay, so you can see from our plot here that the confirmed is the blue one, the recovered is the red one, the orange, and then the depth is the green one. So it's the confirmed just shoots up like that, right? It shoots up, it falls, then it shoots up, it falls, then it shoots up, it falls. And some of these things may be due to how they were detecting or collecting the data, as well as how they were confirming or analyzing the cases, right? That is the case. I mean, testing patient for the cases. That's why some of these things may spike up and may come down. But as you can see, it is increasing over time. This is in March and it's increasing here. So now let's see how to actually do some prediction, right, with Facebook Prophet. So I just come back here and let's work on it. So apologies for the noise behind. So let's see first of all. So we'll be using Facebook Prophet. So this is going to be our time series forecasting. So we're using a package called Facebook Prophet. So going to be, let's import FB Prophet, right? So that's what we are trying to import. So I import FB Prophet, then you can see the various methods that FB Prophet has to offer us. So let's try that one out with dir, then FB Prophet. So let's see the various methods. You can see that we have a prophet class. We'll be using the prophet class to help us build our model. We have a plots class, we have make holidays, we have diagnostics, we have several other aspects. So let's work on the creating a first class, right, with a prophet. So we're going to create our model. So this is going to be our model. We're going to initialize our model. So M is going to be our prophet. So we have to import it first. It's going to be from FB prophet, import prophet. Then from here, I'm just going to initialize it to prophet. So this is something very simple. So you can add some parameters to the prophet class to make it quite interesting in case you want, right? But you can just leave it like that. So that's the first thing we'll be doing. Now, after that, we just try another stuff here. So we have initialized our model. Now you have to create our dates, right? So first of all, let's add some seasonality to it. So I'm just going to go with m.add seasonality, which is going to be the particular seasonality I want to add. So these are the parameters. I'm going to give it the name, which is going to be monthly, right, for the month. Then I'll supply the period. It's going to be period. So just as we can see from here, we have our period, our forward order, the period scale, and then some other parameters. But we'll be using the period, and we're setting the period to 30.5, right? That is the period we'll be setting. That is the minimum. Then I'll just move on to the next parameter for the forward order. Then I can set it as maybe 5 or any particular value that you want. That is something very simple. So I'm going to add this seasonality of month to it. Perfect. So let's work on the other aspects. So what we'll be trying to do from henceforth is that we'll be trying to see how to do some predictions with what we have so far. Okay. Before we fit our models together, let's split our data set, right? So I'll be splitting our data set and then try and compare it. So we have our data set as my data set, which is coming from the date pair. This one, this is our data set that we have, right? So I'll be trying to rearrange them and pick only one. So we'll be trying to just predict on the confirmed and recovered. We are going to be leaving the death out because this is, we can do that, but we are more interested in the confirmed case and then the recovered case. You can also do the death if you want. So let's, right, so this was our data set. So we want to make sure that we split them. We'll be working with only the confirmed and the recovered. You'll be leaving the death. We'll not be doing that one, only the confirmed for now and then recovered. So we'll be splitting our data set and use one to train our model and then predict, right? After making our prediction, we'll compare it and see whether it is actually almost the same, right? So that's what we're trying to do. So let's come back and create a variable global cases, going to be my df per day dot reset index. We are setting that particular index. Now if I come back and I check this one, it is better now. So we have a column global cases dot head. We have a column for the date, right? So we'll be trying to just pick only the date and then confirmed as one cases. Let's go confirmed cases. So our confirmed cases is going to be for only our dates. So global cases, now passing my dates and then the confirmed class. Right, so we do the same thing for the next one, which is the recovered cases. So I'll copy this one here and pass it here. So we have our recovered cases. You can also do it for the deaf in case you want to do the same thing, but let's check on the confirmed only for now. Perfect. So that is something very simple. So we have created 2 different data frames that we're working on. So with this our data frame that we have for the confirmed cases, I'm going to split them. So if I go with the shape of this, we have this particular option, right, 50. So I'm going to split them into 20, 30, or no, maybe 60, 40, or anyhow I want it to be. So let's just get only 40 days, and then we will predict the remaining 10 days, right? So in that case, it's going to be my train. It's going to be my confirmed cases. Then I'll pass in the particular value. So let's call it as 40, right? That's going to be for the train. Then the test is going to be our confirmed cases. Then this is going to be for from 40 and upwards, right? So that is something simple that you have built. So you have gotten this particular one as only 30 days. So if I check this one here, that head, so we have our date and our confirm. So I have to rename them all, right? So let's rename the entire stuff. So I'll just come back to the same thing, or we can even rename it before training and testing. So let's rename them. That is one thing that you have to do. You have to understand in working with Facebook Prophet, you have to make sure that the columns are named as DS and then Y, right? So I'll just go with my confirmed cases dot rename. Then I'll be renaming it as my columns. Then I'll pass in the particular column. So the first one I'll be renaming is I'll rename them respectively. So I'll rename the date column, and then I'll rename the other one, which is going to be for our confirmed, as Y. That is all, right? So I'll rename them, but in renaming them, you have to make sure that you are setting them to true. So in place, it's go to true. Perfect. So we have renamed them perfectly well. So let's come back again and reshape everything again, do the same thing, and let's check them. So now we have our DS and our Y, right? Everything is working perfectly. So now we can use our data set and train it on our model. So first of all, let's fit it together. So I'll fit our model. So it's going to be my m.fit, and I'll pass in my train data. I'm going to arrange them and make it perfectly for us. So we just train it perfectly. Now we have to create some future dates. So the future dates. So let's create just 15 dates, right? So it's going to be my future dates, and this is going to be m.make future dates data frame. So we're just giving it very short period. So let's give it only 10 days, right? Or let's make it 15, just to predict and see whether it's almost the same as our stuff. So that's all that we need. If I come back, it's going to create those dates for us automatically. Now I can preview this one here. If I preview it, you're going to see how it is. So see that these are the remaining 15 days added to it, up to 16th. But you know this is up to 16th, right? But today is almost 12. Okay, so that is almost okay. Now let's run the next one. Okay, so let's check those dates. So now we have made those dates. Now let's make some predictions. I'm just going to make some simple prediction for that. So there's going to be our prediction, which is going to be our prediction variable. Then I'll go with m for the model dot predict, right? Dot predict. Then I'll pass in my future dates, right? So let's check it out and see. So we're going to analyze it and give us our prediction, store it inside this particular variable called prediction. Then with this variable we can make some analysis, right, and check and see what we have so far. So I can actually do some plots, prediction. So let's make some simple plots. So it's going to be m.plot my prediction. Let's see what it's going to give to us. Perfect. So this is the analysis that's given to us. So the black dots are the actual data points, and then we have our blue line, which is the forecasted, and then the light blue is the border, right? What is the range in which the prediction can fall inside. That is the basic idea. So if you can see from here that this is where our last actual point ended, then it's going to rise up and up. It's going to rise up, then so just at this point here, which is on the 11th, it's going to almost plateau, then come back again and then go up, right? Something very interesting. So this is how it's going to be for our plot, for our future prediction. Now let's try that same thing on the components. So just go with simple plot for each and every of the components. Now pass in my future date. No, my prediction rather, not my future date. Prediction. So let's try that one to see it very well. So the plot component is going to break everything for us for the trend. So this is a trend. So based on what you are seeing here is similar to this here, right? So we said that it's going to be going up, and this is a trend going to be rising up and up. Even on this 11th, that was yesterday, is going to be rising up like that. Then from here, it is going to be weekly. So based on a weekly, it goes on Sunday, it rises on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, it comes down. So the reason it's coming down Wednesday it can be different. There are a lot of factors that can cause this Wednesday to be down. Then it goes up on Thursday, then it comes down. Then if you check the monthly too, at the beginning of the month it starts rising, then it goes down a little, then in the middle of the month it rises up, then it comes down, and then rises again, right? So that's something, that is a monthly plot. Perfect. So that's something very simple. Now let's see if our test data is almost going to be the same thing as this particular kind of plot, right? Or similar to this our plot that we have. So to plot this, let's come back to the same place. So we have our test data here, which was our test data that we had. So let's try and just see what is almost going to be the same thing. So in that case, I can just come back to the same place that I have, and then let's change this ones, right? We'll be changing this ones to the proper time, proper dates column, and then this one too. This one will be the same. So I can just come back and then call it as, let's call it as test. Then let's pass this one as this a date, right? And I'm going to create another column. So pd.to date time to date time. So this is how it's supposed to be, right? So I just come back to this place, and then I'll set that particular column, which is going to be our test. Then I'll pass in my ds, right? So that's what you're converting to a proper date format. So perfect. So that's done. So if I come back and I check it again with the test, you can see that now we have 3 columns. We have to drop one, right? So we have to drop one of them. So this is what we're trying to use to do the plot, and then these are our values. So we can drop one of them. So let's try that one. What you have to do is that you're supposed to, let's say, drop one of them. So I'll drop one and set the one as an index. So I just come back to this place, then let's set that one as an index. So let's go to test. It's going to be our test.set index as, let's say, dates, right? Hopefully it's able to identify that one. Perfect. So if I come back and I check it again, dot head. Now we have our index column, right? And now this, we have to drop this one. So let's drop that one. We can just make it simple by coming back to the same place and drop one of them. So test going to be test, right? Then I'll pass in just the y column. So it's going to drop the remaining one. Now I can actually do a simple plot of that by going, let's import matplotlib. So import, so using matplotlib here. So just load matplotlib. Perfect. And now let's see how to plot it. So it's going to be very simple. So I can just go straight away with the normal plot since our test data, right? And go with plot. If I go with this option, it's going to actually plot it perfectly for us, right? Because it's already a time series format, right? Perfect. So that is the plot, and you can see from here that it is increasing. It's actually increasing, right? Just like this plot is increasing. See on the 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, right? So this is increasing up, which is almost similar to this particular trend that we had here, right? This similar trend that it was going up like this here, which is similar to something like this, right? So for now, our prediction is almost the same, because looking at our data set now, it is going up straight like this, and the trend is also like that here, right? Going up. And if you check for the prediction, the main one, not the component, you can also see that it's increasing upwards. There's an upward trend. Then it comes to the 11th, then it's going to stay a little bit, then go up, right? And based on our plot, it comes up here like that. That's the basic idea. So that's how to just do some simple prediction using Facebook Prophet. Of course, there are a lot of things you can also do, but that is something very basic. Let's check the change plot, right? The change point. So the change point is usually to find points or dates for change. So it's going to be from fbprophet dot plot import add change. Add change point to plot, right? That is something very simple. Then trying to find point or date in which there was change in a trend, right? So I just come back here and do something very simple, then you'll be done, right? So a lot of things you can do, but let's stop it here. So m.plot, I pass in my prediction. Then from here I just go with a. It can be any variable, it can be c. Then I call it an add change plot to points to plot, and I pass my figure GCA function. Then I'll pass in my model that I created, and then my prediction or my forecast. Right, so let's run it and see. I'm going to analyze it and give us this particular plot. Right, so this is so at this particular point there was a change in trend. At this particular point there was a change in trend. At this particular point there's a change in trend, and another one is a change. There's a change in trend. So sometimes when you do this plot, it brings some straight horizontal lines, but this is one of the ways of trying to see the point in the time that there was a change in trend. That is something very simple. So the basic idea is that you just prepare your data, then you just create or you initialize your function, right? You just initialize your model, then just add some seasonality in case you want to do, then you fit them together here. We just created a split and test data set here. Just fit them together here, then you make feature predictions, then you just do some simple prediction and you plot them. Thank you for watching this long tutorial, and see you in the next session. Stay blessed.